Who are you? What's your role? And where do you work?
My name is Brock Mowry. I am the CTO of Tintri by DDN.
What are 3 Kubernetes emerging tools that you're keeping an eye on?
So one is definitely KubeVirt. We came out of the virtualization space, and I really like the idea of running virtualization inside of containers. So been watching that project for quite a while. I've seen it's been adopted by some big names, and I'm curious to see what direction that's going to go and what that future trajectory looks like.
One of our podcast guests, Eric, stated, Kubernetes is just Linux. How do you interpret this statement, and what are its implications for Kubernetes users?
So somebody in my past actually said that Kubernetes is more of the data center operating system, which I really agree with. I think that's a really good way to look at it. Now, Linux is definitely at its core. The constructs build up from there. So definitely agree that it is just Linux, and you are a better user of Kubernetes if you are well-versed in Linux itself.
Another guest, Artem, shared that between a single cluster with multiple environments and dedicated clusters per environment, the latter is easier to manage for a small team. When you share a cluster with multiple teams, should you share a single cluster or offer a dedicated cluster per tenant? What does your choice depend on?
Yeah, so one of the things that I've seen in my past working with Kubernetes clusters, when you start to trying to get into single cluster multi-tenancy, there's a lot of granular work that you have to do within RBAC and other areas to not expose tenant A to tenant B as an example. So in my past, when you are a service provider and you need to provision a product, you want that to be as fast and simple as possible. So I would say that templatizing the Kubernetes environment with the proper configurations and deploying an individual Kubernetes cluster per tenant is going to be the easiest way to manage it, but it may not cover all of the detailed requirements that you need.
Our guest, Matthias, believes that on-premises deployments require proper education and attention, especially regarding managing on-prem architecture versus cloud architecture. After spending a few months building an on-prem Kubernetes cluster, he shared this advice. What's your experience with bare metal clusters, and how does that differ from using Kubernetes in the cloud? What would you have liked to know before starting Kubernetes on bare metal?
Yeah, so Kubernetes on bare metal can be a complex adventure. I actually did a little bit of time at a hardware-based Kubernetes manufacturer, so I got to see this quite a bit. There's a lot that happens in cloud environments under the covers that you don't see. They have fleets of engineers that run these products every day, manage them from start to finish. That's something that an enterprise doesn't necessarily have on hand. They need to go out and find specific talent to do that in order to run these types of platforms on-prem. I definitely think that on-prem has a deployment model 100%. Each architecture has its own pros and cons, or advantages and disadvantages. I think quick, easy way to get apps up is definitely going to be in the cloud. But if you're looking at a total cost of ownership over a longer life cycle of an application, running it on-prem can sometimes be a better alternative.
Kubernetes turned 10 years old last year. What can we expect in the next 10 years to come?
More job applications requiring 11 years of Kubernetes experience. No, in all honesty, this environment is growing rapidly. It's iterating rapidly. So I'm looking forward to the things that I'm not expecting.
You work in the, data management space. We're here at KubeCon. We're hearing a lot about AI. For people that are, actually doing this in their day to day, what are things that they should keep in mind? What are things that are catching your attention when we're talking about running AI workloads on Kubernetes?
Just making sure you're getting value out of the whole entire process. We see a lot of AI projects that they really don't have a targeted end value. They're just experimentation, but they invest a lot of money. So if you're going to engage into this process, make sure you know what your desired outcome is so that you can focus that journey based on that outcome and not just spend a bunch of money to end up buying GPUs that are going to end up sitting idle.
And what's next for you, Brock?
So I actually am going to London for another convention. So getting ready to do some international traveling and looking forward to talking tech across the world.
And if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
So my personal X link is I work in the cloud. We also have Tintri has all of their socials at Tintri, and then Tintri.com as well. We try to keep the website as up to date as possible.